Hello everyone, in my previous video I talked about how you can learn UX design all by yourself in 2024 and how long it will take. I also shared a real life experience of people working as a UX designer and how they made it. As a part of this series, I will show you an in-depth guide on creating a list if you want to become a UX designer and work as a freelancer. If you haven't seen part 1 of this series, be sure to check that out first, and if you are coming from the part 1, let's get started. To make a list, we need a note-taking app. For me, I'm using Notion. I'm going to type Notion and it's free, so you can simply use your email address and get login. So I'm going to use my email address. So once you signed up, you will see this first page, and definitely we are using it for personal use to learn something new. Let's continue with that. We can say that we are doing the career building and to do, or you can skip it for now. And once you hit continue, it's making your interface ready, and these are the 3 pages they're showing you for now. Remove all of it just to reduce the noises. Click on that plus sign and then add a new page. Let's call it UX learning. As you see, if you press your / from your keyboard, it's showing you multiple options to generate different kind of stuff. Click on to-do list and you can see it's just start generating the checklist. So let's say test and then hit enter, it will generate another. So basically you are creating a to-do task list from here. Let's go to our marketplace. For this example, I'm going to people per hour, and then you can sign up here for free. So you go to search and then search project, and let's say you search UX UI design. And once you click on the search, as you can see, there are some projects which are already into the market and they are looking for UI UX designer. We will filter this with entry-level job, make it side by side. So let's go to the first one. What he is looking for, he's looking for someone with understanding of Figma. So let's copy that text, Figma. Initially, when you try to read those things, if you have no idea about UI UX design, maybe it doesn't make sense, but I'm trying to teach you the way we learn language without learning the grammar. First time when you read all those things, maybe it just go beyond your head, but still try to read those things so that you can get used to it. So as a UI UX designer, you will be responsible to create user-friendly and visually appealing interfaces. So I'm copying all the text, hit enter and then make a list. You will work closely with cross-functional team, gather requirement, analyze user behavior. So make a list, analyze user behavior, design solution that meet customer needs. Design solution that meet customer need. Then key responsibility is to collaborate and with the cross-functional teams to gather requirement and understand the user need. Understand the user need. Create user flow. I don't know how to create the user flow. Let's say I'm a beginner designer. I don't know how to create wireframes. I need to learn wireframes. Prototype, test, design concept. Develop high fidelity mockups. Prototype using Figma. So this is kind of like a subtask. So I'm hitting tab in my keyboard and then put it as a subtask. Conduct user testing. So this is another skill set they're looking for. Gather feedback to improve UX design. This is kind of like a soft skill, I would say. Work closely with the developers to ensure that the designs are implemented effectively. Stay up to date with the latest trend. I'm just copying these things. Strong expertise on Figma. So in the whole post, I believe the person is looking for someone who has a good experience on working with Figma. Yeah, that's pretty much it for now from this post. Do the same thing with 5 or 6 job posts. You will see that a lot of these things are very common, and depending on your region, maybe you will see some of these things are different. For example, let's say if you are in Canada or US, sometimes you will see as a responsibility is to ensure the accessibility, which is really important for these countries. So definitely it's a skill set that you need to acquire. For this job post, I couldn't see it. So there are some keywords or there are some skill set that may vary from country to country. That's why I want you to make your own list. So once you have done it, let's say you collected from one job post. and then let's go to ChatGPT. I'm going to copy the whole job post and go to ChatGPT to give you a job post of UI UX design and want you to tell me what skill set I need to learn to apply for this job, and then hit shift enter to make some lines, and then copy and paste all the things that you copied from this job post, and then hit enter. What ChatGPT is doing is it giving you the skill set that you need to know based on this marketplace. One thing, I don't know if you already noticed, that you are not only analyzing the marketplace, you are also learning the ChatGPT how to write the prompt. And imagine that this is your first month of learning UX design, and by the time, let's say it takes you 3 months or 4 months or 6 months, by the time you are capable of doing UX design, you already know how to use the ChatGPT, which is really important in 2024 to understand how AI works. So writing the right prompt is really important to learn as well. So you are getting used to how to communicate with the AI as well. So let's say we listed all those lines and we try to compare side by side whether we are on the right track or not. So as we said, Figma, prototype using the Figma, and it's also saying that Figma expert is required. Learn how to use Figma proficiently, creating wireframes, prototype, high fidelity mockups. Also emphasizing about the UX design, UI design, and it also showing you that you need to understand the collaboration and communication skill. Let's say if you missed some of this keyword from here, you can also take some keyword from here. So you also need to learn the industrial trends, which you already mentioned here: development, collaboration, portfolio development, and suggestion. So these are the suggestion it gives you based on the job post. And by the time you have done the same following steps with 5 job posts, you will end up with a long list, which is more than enough to prepare yourself for UI UX design industry as a freelancer. Now I want you to create something like a project basis. We will have a time frame, how long we will take to learn these things. We also need to track those things. Yes, you can do by here, but it's a very simple, and sometimes you will go off track. Sometimes you don't know where to learn, how to learn. So I'm giving you a complete way, the exact way I'm following right now. You go to the template and then select project, task, and sprint. If you don't know what is a sprint, think about like a duration, like 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. That's all. Once you click on that, it's generating 3 pages and 1 shortcut. Now what is page? The same thing you just created here, it's also creating different sort of pages here. Task is the thing that you are going to learn, so we are going to paste all those things inside the task. Projects, let's name this one as UX design, as UI design. So we are going to delete this one. Let's delete. Okay, we have 2 projects to learn right now, UI and UX design. And then go to the task. Once you click on the template, it's automatically generating multiple pages just to show you the example how it looks like. But what we are going to do here is simply copy one by one. Let's say Figma, and then prototype using Figma learning. So let's do it side by side. I'm gonna duplicate this page. So we need a subtask, so that's why I'm clicking here and then copying prototype using design, strong expertise in Figma, to another subtask. Once we copied everything, at first I said that we are going to create 2 different projects. Now you don't know which task is related to UX or UI. Let's just avoid it for now. And then the second thing we will do is type / and then start typing data, and it's giving you a bunch of options. We will select linked view database, type bookmarks, and the second one we will do the same thing, link the database. And then we click on here in the plus sign and then choose the gallery. and put it as a screenshot. Remove this one. So why we have created those two tables? The reason is we can use the bookmark right here in the browser. We can simply do that. But the reason I'm putting it so that everything you are learning from this list, it's all the related link and bookmarks will be here. I'll show you how. So let's show it side by side, and then go to the task and click on the down link, and then create a new template, and then type this one as learning. Again, type / and we are choosing headlines, notes. These are the this is the place where you are going to write all of this that you're learning to a specific topic. So right now what we are doing is we are creating a template. And then next one is, let's say, heading again, heading 2, just content. And the third thing is that bookmark we created. We are going to make a shortcut, so anything we have here, it should show here. So we are going to link it here, link the database, and then call it bookmark. Now it's showing here. The another one is the gallery, and then screenshot. Now we just created the template. Let's click outside, and anytime you click on, let's say, this page, it's okay. These are the pre-populated. So if I remove that, and you can see the template that you have created here. So if you click on that, it's automatically generated the same thing that you have created. Now what's the benefit out of it? Let's say you see something that is related to Figma and you wanted to bookmark it. Instead of doing bookmark from here, I wanted to just copy the URL and generate it here. So anytime in future, if you come back to your Figma notes, you will see all the related bookmarks you had, all the screenshot that you generated from social media. It's all in one place. That's the benefit of keeping all these things in one place. So by the time you have created the list and you start to see different videos to understand that what exactly the UI UX design is, and any video or any blog you are going to read, most of the time they would refer to this list things that you have written here, and so that you can categorize that which one you want to learn first, second, and then third. So depending on that, so let's say you have already categorized the list you want to learn, and you already understand that which one is related to UX design and which one is related to UI design. So I have improvised a bit of this task list and try to generate more. So imagine that you visited already 5 marketplace jobs, and then you collected all of this keyword, and not only you should limit to the job market, you also should go to a couple of blogs to understand. For example, let's say how to start UI UX design, and then see what others are suggesting in terms of learning UI UX design. And every time you see some new keywords, try to make sure that you put inside that task, or if it is related to the task that you already mentioned, you can put it as a subtask. And if you have no clue where you should learn first, when you see a couple of blogs or see some video tutorial, it will already telling you that how you should sort these things, and you will get the idea which one you need to learn first and learn second. Now some of you may say that you can simply just grab a list and then start learning. Why we are doing all these things hard way? Couple of things here. You are creating your own base. That's the best part of it. Number 2 is, once you are trying to create this list, you are also communicating with ChatGPT, you are also taking a look through the marketplaces, and it won't happen if you just simply Google on first place. And that's what exactly the self-taught design system should look like. What you are doing is you creating your own task and you are following your own way of learning. In some situation where you find yourself that no, I do not like this skill that much, but still I have the basic idea. Let's say you know that as a UI designer you need to learn color theory, but you find yourself that you have more interest on typography. So if you have your own list, you can track yourself that how well you are on each skill set, and it will be really helpful in terms of once you are ready and start applying to the different kind of job posts. So once you have the task list, give all of these tasks as in a different sprint. So imagine this one is in sprint 2, this one is sprint 3, 4, and once you select from here the sprint, every time when you start learning UX design, first you will go to this sprint board and ask yourself, in this current sprint, I mean in the current duration of date, what I decided to learn. And then you open that, and let's say you decided to learn user-friendly design. You search on user-friendly design in Google, or you have your favorite site, sure, you can go there and then search here user-friendly design. And anytime you're reading a blog, you open that blog, you click on the link URL, and then you click on the learning, you paste here as a bookmarks. So what are the benefits? So by the time you are expert in all of this stuff or learning skill set, if you come back here, you already know that where exactly you learned from. That's the benefit. Even let's say you go to the Instagram, you scroll down randomly, you find something that is related to user-friendly design, you take the screenshot and you paste it here. So that's how it should work, and all your notes will be here. So you are not only learning, you're also creating your own second brain where you can take all the reference. You don't need to remember or memorize anything and everything that you find in online web. But the idea is to make a well-organized plan, a well-organized environment, so that you know where exactly you are. So by the time you complete all of your tasks in the project, it will show which one is completed. Let me show you an example. So let's say if you go to the sprint board and you find that in your current sprint you need to learn user-friendly and Figma, so you start learning user-friendly design, and once you're done, you just move it to the done. And by the time you can still track that how fast you are learning yourself. So as you can see, this project, the UI design, you already passed 7%. So it's giving you a motivation of keep doing what you're doing. Now, if you had the general list that we created earlier, you don't have any track. You don't know how far you have learned, or you don't know what else you should learn next. So anything that you find, you just create some task and then start learning that. Even you can install the Notion app, so in your mobile. So anytime you saw an idea in social media, you saw somewhere and randomly, you just simply a task here, so nothing will be ignored. So that's the idea. So I'm using the same method for over the years, for last maybe 5 or 6 years, and I really find this method really helpful. And the second most important thing that I find useful, because the project template that show you, it's actually the agile methodology that been used by the software. So any company that hire you, they will follow the same method. So you will see that springboard in the Confluence page, I mean in different software, and you see the same method they're using. So by the time you start working on the company, you already know the methods and everything. Alright, if you have come this far, I must say you have good patience and passion to be a UX designer. As I said in my thumbnail that this is a hard path, but think about the outcome and how it can be benefit to your UX journey. In part 3, I will be talking about how to make a list if you want to be a full-time job holder. Thank you so much for watching.